Google Business Profile, or Google My Business as it was originally called, was officially launched in June 2014, and I've been working with it pretty much from the start. Over that time I've amassed a huge amount of knowledge and experience, and I wanted to share it with you. Obviously I can't tell you everything, so I'll condense it and summarise it as much as possible while still making it super impactful. Now, I've personally worked with hundreds of business owners, and I think the best way for me to give you the most value is to talk about the characteristics of the business owners that have achieved the best results with their Google Business Profiles. Because if you adopt the same characteristics, you're pretty much guaranteed to get way better results from your profile. You'll get more inquiries, more customers, and you'll make more money. So I've identified 6 characteristics, and you could say they're like the 6 commandments of Google Business Profile success. But before I go any further, I've wrapped all of the content in this video into a very useful and very visual free download. There's a link to it in the video description below. Let's get into it, starting with number 1. The business owners who get the most success from their Google Business Profile are those who actively maintain their profile every single week, if not daily. Like with most things, Google Business Profile is a long game. I know a lot of people set up their profiles and then sit back and expect inquiries and new customers to come flooding in. But this rarely happens. It might if you don't have any competition and you're the only choice people have. But most of you will operate in a very competitive market, so you need to actively maintain your profile to make sure your information is accurate. But you also need to make sure that it's packed full of useful content, so it's a useful resource for people looking for the services you offer. This means you should be adding high quality new content multiple times a week. You might think that this is really tough, but it's not if you approach it correctly. I've spoken about this in other videos. If you create a simple weekly content plan, you'll know what you should be doing and when. If you add a new photo on your profile on Monday, make a Google post on a Tuesday, add a video on a Wednesday, reply to your reviews on a Thursday and ask for new reviews on a Friday, that should generate at least 5 pieces of content every week. That's 260 pieces of new content a year, and it's extremely likely to put you well ahead of your competitors. If you're thinking, that looks way too hard, getting enough ideas for content to add to your profile, well, it really isn't if you approach it in the correct way. Think of it like this. If you document and don't create, you'll have a constant backlog of content to add to your profile. What I mean by this is as you go through your daily activities in your business, constantly think, will this make a good photo or video? Or will this make a good Google post? Every time something happens that's worthy of content for your profile, get your phone out and take a photo or make a short video. If you get into this habit, then you'll very quickly have an endless supply of content to post. If you want to get super efficient at content creation, then you can even repurpose content and use it more than once. For example, if you take a photo that you want to add to your profile, also add it as a Google post. Just put some narrative around it and a call to action. And there you go, 2 pieces of content for the price of 1. Okay, let's move on to number 2. The business owners who get the most success from their Google Business Profile are those who are thoughtful about their content. It's very easy just to add content to your profile for the sake of it. If you've made your content plan and you know that you need to upload an image tomorrow, you might just take a relatively nice photo and add it to your profile. Unfortunately, relatively nice just isn't good enough. You should think about every piece of content you add and be very purposeful about it. Always think to yourself, if someone saw this photo, video, Google post, review response or anything else you add, what would they think? Would it move them closer to making an inquiry? If the answer is no, don't post it. Let's look at an example. A common mistake I see with businesses like gardeners or builders is that they post in-progress photos. Something like this, and it's a big mistake. When I look at this photo, I think, wow, that's horrible. I don't want that mess in my life. However, if the business in question only posts photos of amazing work they've done, the reaction completely changes. I'm now not thinking that looks terrible. I'm thinking, I'd love to have something like that in my garden. I'm going to contact these guys. See how being thoughtful about your content and the perception it gives people about your business is really important. And this is relevant to every single piece of content you add to your profile. Anytime you add something, think, does this enhance my profile? Will it have a positive impact on people that see it? Right, now for number 3. The business owners who get the most success from their Google Business Profile are those that follow the rules and do things the right way. There are some very effective ways of getting better rankings that break Google's rules. I get it, it's extremely tempting to do things on your profile if you think it'll help you to make more money. The main things that spring to mind here are adding keywords to your business name that shouldn't be there and adding your street address when you're a service-based business. It's a well-documented fact that adding keywords to your business name helps you to rank in searches. But Google's guidelines clearly state that you should accurately represent your business name. Your name should reflect your business's real-world name as used consistently on your shopfront, website, stationery, and as known to customers. But so many business owners are ignoring this. They're adding keywords to their name, and worst of all, they seem to be getting away with it. It's the same with service-based businesses that have a street address listed on their profile. They'll probably be benefiting from better rankings. And again, Google doesn't seem to be doing anything about it, so they're getting an unfair advantage. So you're probably thinking they're getting away with it, why shouldn't I? Well, you shouldn't. The reason for this is that you might get away with it for a while, but at some point, Google might suspend your profile or even worse, give you a permanent ban. So you could spend years building your profile to a point where it gets you loads of enquiries each month, but then in the blink of an eye, Google takes it all away. Okay, you might not get a permanent ban, but it can take a long time to get your profile switched back on. What sort of impact would it have on your business and your revenue if your profile was suspended for 3 months and you lost all the enquiries you'd normally get? The business owners with the most successful Google business profiles follow the rules to minimize their chance of getting a profile suspension because they know this will have a massive impact on their business. But they also acknowledge that not breaking the rules does put them at a bit of a disadvantage, so they focus their time and effort on the things they can do within Google's rules that'll help them to rank higher in searches and get more customers, because that's what brings long-term success. There are so many things you can do to create long-term success from your profile, but I can't possibly go through all of them in this video. But this channel is dedicated to helping you make more money from your Google business profile. So hit that subscribe button and the bell if you want to get notified every time we publish another useful video. Right, let's move on to number 4. The business owners who get the most success from their Google business profile are those who recognize that Google business profile is an ecosystem. Again, I've spoken about this before, but it's vitally important that you understand it. You need to look at your profile in a holistic way and recognize that everything is connected if you want to get the best results. So let me introduce you to the Google Business Profile Flywheel. It's got 3 key elements to it, and you need to have all of them in place if you want maximum success. The first element is attract. You need to use all of the features in your Google Business Profile that will attract as many of your ideal customers as possible. These are things like choosing the best business categories for your business, getting more Google reviews, and adding your services. Then once you've attracted plenty of people, you then need to excite them with a whole range of useful information and content in your profile. You need to give them the information they want so they choose your business. You do this with content like images, videos, Google posts, questions and answers, and review responses. Then once you've attracted and excited plenty of people, the final element is convert. And this is really important. You need people to take action, because if they don't, the attract and excite parts are pointless. So for convert, you need to add your website link so people can learn more. You need to add your phone number so they can call you, and you need to enable the chat feature so they can send you an instant message. If you don't put all of these things in place, your profile won't be successful. If you don't have the things in place to attract people, there won't be anyone to excite and convert. If you don't put all the things in place to excite people, it doesn't matter how many people you attract, no one will convert. See how it's all connected in an ecosystem. Let's move on to number 5. The business owners who get the most success from their Google business profile are those who pay attention to their competitors. When someone searches for a local business on Google, they'll almost always have a lot of options to choose from. So fundamentally, you're competing against your competitors to get the clicks and enquiries. So you need to beat your competition, but you can't do that if you don't know what your competitors are doing. You need to give people a reason to choose your business instead of theirs. So you should aim to get more reviews than your competitors, maintain a higher Google rating than them, post more images and videos, create more Google posts, have a more comprehensive questions and answer section, write a more compelling business description, and anything else you can do to get the competitive edge. Plus, if your profile is more actively managed and has more useful content on it than your competitors, Google will recognize this and reward you with more exposure in searches. Right, it's now time for number 6. The business owners who get the most success from their Google business profile are those who ask for reviews. You literally cannot get enough Google reviews. They help you in so many different ways. You'll rank higher in searches, you'll build credibility with people that view your profile, and you'll get more inquiries. These are facts that you probably already know, but so many business owners neglect getting reviews. Business owners that make a point of asking for new reviews on a regular basis will win in the long run. So if you create your content calendar like I explained earlier, and you stick to it, you'll make a point of asking for new reviews every single week. Imagine if you got 1 new review every week for a year. If you don't have any now, you'd have 52 by the end of the year. Now go to Google and search for the thing you do in the place you do it and look at your competitors. How many of them have more than 52 reviews? There might be a couple, but the vast majority won't. If you have more reviews than most of your competitors, your profile will stand out and you're highly likely to be the business that gets the clicks, the inquiries and the new customers. So there we have the highlights of 10 years of Google Business Profile knowledge. If you make sure you follow these 6 commandments, I can almost guarantee it'll have an amazingly positive impact on your Google Business Profile and your income.